Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton was asking tough questions about this pandemic a long time ago. He's on the Senate Judiciary, Intelligence, and Armed Services Committees, and he joins us now. Welcome to you, Senator.
Hey, Trey, it's good to be on with you.
Thank you. I know you have votes. Your memory is better than mine. You're a lot younger than I am, but I seem to recall you raising the possibility that this virus originated in a lab in China, and the mainstream media criticized you mightily for that. Do I have that close to being right?
Yeah, Trey, from the very beginning in January of 2020, when Washington was obsessed with Donald Trump's impeachment trial, I was trying to sound the alarm of this virus and pointing out that, of course, common sense suggested that a new coronavirus came from a lab where they actually study bat coronaviruses under the guidance of a scientist whose nickname is literally the Bat Lady. And all the evidence from that point forward points exactly towards those labs, not towards that stupid food market the Chinese Communist Party used as cover-up. But so many people in our government, like Tony Fauci, who had used your tax dollars to fund research in that lab, covered it up. They disputed it. The media parroted their line, said it was a debunked conspiracy theory. But as the evidence mounted this year and more mainstream science writers began to say, we really need to take a look at this lab, I think even then they had to throw in the towel. But it's like you said in your opening statement there, Trey, so many times people like Tony Fauci have been moving the goalposts. They've been misleading the American people because they think they know better. Said early on, don't use masks. A month later, he said, use masks. That was not a change in the science. That was a change in what he thought was mask availability. We'll just say that. Or he said that herd immunity would be 70%, no, or 75%, no, it was 80%, no, it was 85%. Again, that wasn't a change in the science. He explicitly said that was because what he thought the American people were ready to hear. Well, medical bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. have no clue what the American people are ready to hear. They should tell the people the facts and let the people make up their own minds. I have a lot of faith in them to do that, but bureaucrats like Tony Fauci don't.
Who would have guessed a lawyer from Arkansas would have wound up being right on the origins of the novel coronavirus, and a bunch of doctors were wrong? I want to switch gears. I was reading the book of Revelation, and one of the signs of the apocalypse is you and Elizabeth Warren actually working on a bill together or being on the same side of an issue. Are we in the end times? Am I right about that? Did y'all finally find something you can work together on, and what is it?
Well, Professor Warren always wants to regulate companies more, no matter where they come from. So on this one, it's no coincidence that we view similarly the regulation of Chinese companies who are listed on our stock exchanges. For too long, our government has let these Chinese companies list on things like the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange without having full auditing and accounting practices up to American standards. While we've got small mom-and-pop brokerages across Arkansas who have to spend $25,000 or $30,000 a year on an audit that they don't need because of U.S. regulation. These companies are a risk to America's investors. The Securities and Exchange Commission needs to dive deep into their finances. If they want to submit to American auditing standards, they should be kicked off our exchanges and told to go back to China.
I know you're not a doctor, but you are a smart guy and you're on the Intel committee. Where do you think we are with this pandemic? We got about a minute left, Senator. Where do you think we are? Are we on the downside of the mountain, or are there new variants coming that we should be scared of?
Well, obviously the Delta variant has been more contagious, but the good news is that the vaccine so far seems to be controlling the worst outcomes, especially if you're a young and healthy person. I mean, you're much more likely to die in a car wreck or getting hit by lightning or even having a window air conditioning unit fall on your head if you've been vaccinated. And I'm so grateful that so many Americans are now protected from the worst outcomes of this virus. Now, I think we still have to be mindful and we have to take prudent precautions, but what we shouldn't have is government mandates telling people that have been vaccinated that they have to wear a mask indoors, or telling kids and teachers that they're mandated to wear a mask, or even worse, shutting down schools for a third year in a row. That's not the right course of action. We have to balance public health along with people making a livelihood and kids getting an education.
Senator, thank you for joining us on a Sunday night. I hope you and Anna get home to Arkansas very soon, and look forward to visiting with you soon also.
Thank you, Trey.